Poddy the Panda, the official mascot of the Film Spark podcast, and I'm here to provide you with a little disclaimer for the following and all future videos. The opinions expressed within this video and all Film Spark podcast content are those of Ebony's, the host, and or the guest present in these videos. You are welcome to disagree and discuss in the comments and on socials. However, remember to be respectful as this is a safe space for all. With that being said, I'll leave you in Ebony's hands and enjoy the video.
Hello everyone and welcome to the third attempt of trying to record this video because technology is just not my friend. My name is Ebony, this is the Film Spark podcast, and usually I do deep dives into horror films and some movie reviews. However, I've been meaning to do some tier lists for a while now, and I thought, why not start with the horror icons? I will be ranking a ton of horror icons here for you today. We've got the 6 tiers on the left, which we'll go through. Iconic being obvious. Top tier, can't get any better. Icon. But let me say this though, when I say iconic, it's iconic to me. This isn't the horror community, otherwise I'm going to have like half of these people all on that top row and we're not going to get anywhere. This is my opinion and how I feel about them. Next is killer. So, not quite iconic, but still up there, still memorable, still, we love to pieces. Bloody good. Middle of the pack. We're not quite in that lower section yet, so they're not bad, but we're not quite at the top with iconic. So they're decent, they're memorable, they're still what we enjoy as a horror icon. Memorable enough is exactly that. They're memorable enough. It's a face you're going to remember, but it may not be someone that you gravitate towards to or someone that you think is top notch. They're just, oh yeah, I've watched that film, I remember who they are. They're a decent icon, and we'll leave it at that. Slash and a miss. So we're not quite at that lower one where it says rejects, which would be 100% trash, get rid of, I want nothing to do with them. But they're not quite memorable enough, they're that icon that sits there and you're like, they exist. Cool. Like that's it. That's all there is to it. And rejects, as I said, bottom of the barrel, trash, get rid of, never want to see their faces again. So with that being said, let's get this list started. If you've seen this ranking before, you can probably see that a lot of these icons are out of order. Like I said, this is my third attempt. So they're all screwed up. But we'll go through them anyway because that doesn't really make a difference. Starting with the one, the only Hannibal Lecter, who for me, 100% iconic. 100%. I love this guy, 2 pieces. I love the books. I love the films. I love the TV show. I think he's so incredibly intelligent. There's no one else like him. I feel Dexter gets kind of close, only this guy is definitely more intelligent than Dexter. Dexter makes a lot of mistakes. But we're not here to talk about Dexter. We're here to talk about Hannibal Lecter. So for me, he's an icon. He's iconic. You're not going to not know who he is. And speaking of, my man, Freddy Krueger. I adore Freddy. I just think he's amazing. I think he's funny. I think he's everything you could want in a horror icon because he is terrifying. And I'm not talking about the fact that, oh wow, he's in the 80s with these goofy fucking long arms and stuff. The idea of not being able to sleep and him just haunting you in your sleep, in your nightmares, never being able to get away, that is terrifying. I think Freddy has the right mix of camp and horror. And for me, he's one of my all-time favorites. So he will forever be iconic. Next up, the Omen, Damien. I mean, as kids go, he's memorable. You see the picture of him, you know who he is. He can be pretty terrifying at times. There are some moments with him that just really freak you the fuck out. I don't think he's bloody good or killer though, so I think for that reason, just knowing his face, he's memorable enough. Next up, Scream, Ghostface. This is a hard one because there's so many fucking versions of this guy now. I mean, the mask is iconic, the costume's iconic. But let's be real, it's cheap. Like, it's a fucking black robe and a plastic mask. There's nothing to it at all. There's nothing scary about it at all. I think for that reason alone, we're going to pop him in bloody good. I know, blasphemy, he should be higher. But, I mean, the films just get progressively worse as time goes on, and as the films get worse, he gets worse as a killer. Or she, or whoever you're fucking referring to. So I think that's fair. I think bloody good is fair. I think he's higher than memorable enough. He's definitely higher than Slash and a Miss. He ain't iconic. Speaking of iconic though, Angela from Sleepaway Camp. The ending's iconic, the kills are iconic. I mean, it stopped me from using a flat iron, or was it a curling wand, for God knows how long after I first saw it. Like, this is top notch, weird, fucking more than memorable shit. So for me, Angela Felissa Rose, horror icon, will forever be a horror icon, and you're just not going to see her lower than that. Jason, I'm going to go killer. I know, another blasphemy. He's not in the icon spot. For me, similar to another one that's coming up soon that you guys are going to absolutely destroy me for. He's just not scary. He's scarier than another horror icon coming up, but he's not scary. I think he's fun. I think the movies are fun. I just think they're silly. I can't take him too seriously. I mean, the original and the... was it 2009 remake? Maybe it was earlier than that. 2007? I don't know. Whichever remake that was, I think they're really, really good. I think they're really fun. They're a little bit darker, but he's not at the same standard as my boy Freddy for me. He's just not. Next up, John Kramer. Jigsaw. This is hard. Because he doesn't really do much. I'm going to pop him in memorable enough. Because it's not really, I mean, he's twisted for thinking of the traps and such, but he's not really doing anything as a killer. I mean, he's fucked up, but he's not anything more than that. So I think, okay, you see his face, you know the films, so he can go in memorable enough. I think that's fair. Leatherface. I do really love Leatherface. I think he can be really scary. I think the mask is really scary. I think the whole family is fucked up. I think he can go with my boy Freddy. He's iconic. You know who he is. The chainsaw, like the whole demeanor, everything about him just screams icon, horror icon. So he can stay up there. Next up, My Bloody Valentine. Did he have a name? It's been so long since I've seen this film. I know he's like a minor, but I don't know if he actually had a name. Or was he a brother of someone? Oof, I need to rewatch this. I think for the look, he's memorable enough. I think my response just then sort of answered why I'm not putting him in icon. Or iconic. Like, I remember him, I remember who he is. I remember the look of him, but I don't remember specifics. I don't remember a lot about the film. I don't remember a lot about who he is or why he's there, which I think is why it's memorable enough because of the look. Next up is my man, Leprechaun. He's Slash and I Miss. Yeah, look, he's not quite reject. I think he's fun. I think you know who he is. I think, you know, the rap in, is it Leprechaun 4? Oh my god. That alone, he makes it more than a reject. But I mean, come on, the guy's strange. He's not that memorable as a killer. He's more memorable for the goofy and the campiness than he is actually being a killer. So for that, he can go into slash and a miss. Oh, ladies and germs, we've come to the one character that I've been dreading because I know you're all going to absolutely tear me apart. Tear me apart. We've come to Michael Myers from Halloween. Yeah. Look, if it wasn't for his mask and everyone being able to recognize who he is, I would 100% put him into rejects. 100%. I don't think he's scary. I don't think his kills are unique. I don't think he's that interesting as a person. The supernatural aspect is really fucking annoying. Like, just die already. It's much like that scene from Austin Powers when he falls out the window and he's holding like, which is like a fembot or something. And he's like, why won't you die? That's me every time they release a new Halloween film. Like, it's overdone. It's cash grabs. I'm over it. I'm over it. For the mask, he's a slash and a miss because I know who he is, but I don't care. I really don't care. Chucky from Child's Play. Killer. No, screw it. I don't care. He's icon. The attitude, the puns, the dirtiness, the fact he's a doll. No matter how many different versions you see him as, you know it's him. The TV show, when he's burnt. Even the horrible, horrible remake that they did. You still know it's Chucky. Like, there's features that no one else will ever have because it's Chucky. He makes some absolutely hilarious kills. There's a couple of creepy ones thrown in there as well. The human aspect of him being in love with Tiffany, like... Icon. Icon, icon, icon. Norman Bates. Psycho. This is another hard one for me, because the film isn't like... It's not like he's killing every single person he sees. I mean, the picture there that they show him as from the end of the film. I mean, that's an icon. But to me, it's that scene that's iconic and not necessarily him. But I do adore him and his mind and how they deep dive into it in the TV show when he was younger. Like, every aspect of the character I find really interesting. So I'm going to go bloody good. Orphan. Orphan. I think she's truly terrifying. I think what she does is truly terrifying. How she acts is truly terrifying. I do kind of feel that it is sort of like its own cult classic film in the horror community now. So I think for that, she can be killer. I don't think she's quite top tier for me, but she's definitely killer. Oof, another diversive one. I don't really care. I do not care. I will defend this till the day I die. Reject. Absolute reject. There's nothing I like about the character. I don't like Mia Goth as an actress. Yep, shoot me. I don't care. There's nothing redeeming about her at all. She's just a crazy bitch. I can fucking do that on a Wednesday night. Like, give me an axe, I'll be her, we're done. The film is trash. X and Pearl are trash. I know you're going to come for me. You probably turned it off now I've said that. I don't care. I defend my opinions till the day I die. We can do without the films. We can do without the character. Pinhead, on the other hand. 100% iconic. 100% iconic. Are you kidding me? There is no one you can mistake him for. Like with the pins, the Cenobites as a whole, the films are bloody, they're gory, they're fun in a way. The reboot? Was that this year? Last year? I think it was last year. That was really good. I really enjoyed it. I love the different looks. I can't go any lower. I can't go any lower. Next up, The Strangers. Once again, I'm going to go bloody good. Because we know who they are from the masks. We know who they are, especially from the sequel. People know who they are now. They're that little bit more of a cult status than just from The Strangers. For me personally, I think the sequel went a little bit too goofy and a little bit too fun compared to the seriousness of the first. But I don't think they really killer or iconic. I just think, like, there's no way I could go lower than bloody good. But yeah, I think that's a good spot for them. Art the Clown. I adore the first Terrifier film. I thought it was fantastic. I actually prefer him from All Hallows Eve, where he started. If you haven't seen that, highly recommend. Wasn't a fan of the sequel. But when it comes to clowns, I mean, you've only really got one other who's, about to appear any moment on this list. And I think as far as clowns goes, he's really, really, like, top notch. I think the look of him is really creepy. I love that it's all movements and facial expressions and actions. It's not talking and being in your face or anything like that. I just love the demeanor of Art the Clown. So for that, I'm going to go killer. Yeah, we're going to go killer. The next one, I was actually really surprised to see this here on the list. This is The Collector, from The Collector and The Collection films, which are both fantastic. Where do I put him? I'm not sure where to put him. I don't think he's iconic. Considering who else we've got up there, I wouldn't put him to the same stature. Do I go killer though? Do I go bloody good? No, screw it. Let's go killer. I really like the films. I really like what he does. I really like the creepiness of him. So yeah, we're gonna go killer. Children of the Corn. Rejects. I don't care. Yes, Malachi can be creepy, but the kids as a whole, I don't give a shit about. Every single one of those films is trash. There is nothing redeeming about them. There's, I think, like 10 films or something now. Mind blowing. Absolute cash grabs. Nothing redeeming. Children of the Corn. Rejects. The Fisherman from I Know What You Did Last Summer. Memorable enough. I mean, you look at him and you could mistake him for a few other characters, but being an icon list, you know which one he is. Take that away from it though, like, he's okay. He's memorable enough more so for me because that was the first, of quotation marks, first official horror film that I saw or that I was allowed to see. But yeah. I don't think he deserves to be a slash and a miss or a reject, but I definitely don't think he deserves to be iconic, so memorable enough. Pennywise. I mean, if we go Tim Curry's Pennywise, I think he's iconic. If we go Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise, I think he's killer. If we go the original from the book, he's iconic. So I sort of think that sort of weighs it out to be an icon. The look of him in both films, or all 4 films, sections, whatever you want to call them, is great. I think there's aspects of the book in both films. I think part 1 of the newer, was it 2017? It's fantastic. I think it goes to the book to a T. I think it's a lot of cool effects. I think it's a really good atmosphere. Did they completely throw all of that out of the window for part 2? Yes. However, as just a character and not a film, because that would be different, as just a character, I think he's iconic. I think that's all there is to it. Tiffany, my girl, killer. She's not quite iconic to me. I think Chucky succeeds higher than she does, which is why she's in killer. I do love her to death though. I think she's really funny. I think Jennifer Tilly is amazing. Great. Jeepers creepers, look at those peepers. Bloody good. Bloody good? Bloody good. Oh. Memorable enough. No, we'll go bloody good. I think the look is memorable enough, but I think some of the actions and the way he is makes him that little bit higher to bloody good. I do, however, like we're not going to sit here and talk about the film because I could talk about the director for days. Well, actually, I have spoken about the director for days as an episode a while back where I did a deep dive on him. So, you know, go listen to that if you're interested. But as a character, Jeepers Creepers, bloody good. Phantasm. I'm going to go Killer. For me personally, he's not as iconic as some of the other people on this list, in that top row. I do really think he's creepy though. The spheres are really creepy. I think he's definitely more than memorable enough, so we're going to definitely go with Killer. Up next is The Nun. Straight to reject. I don't care. I think the Conjuring series... Oh, that went weird. I think the Conjuring series is just a cash grab series now. There's nothing entertaining, there's nothing interesting, and there's nothing scary. I think that whole quote-unquote universe is trash. I think most of those films we can do without, and the Nun franchise is definitely top tier for trash. It needs to go. So, reject it is. Reject it is. Next up is Black Christmas. I'm going to go memorable enough. I like his kills. I think he's creepy. I think he was really creepy in the remake from 2000 or something. The first one. I think that was actually a good remake. I liked it. I thought it was creepy. I thought he was creepy. We're not going to talk about the recent reboot. Was it 2019? Yeah, no. We're not talking about that one. That doesn't count for anything. But I think as a character, I think he's memorable enough. I think he's creepy enough, especially any scene where it's just his eye, like in the screenshot there, is just unsettling. So, for me, memorable enough. Next up is the Hillbillies from Wrong Turn. Bloody good. I think you can recognize them wherever they go. I think some of the kills and some of the scenes in multiple of the films are hilarious. I hated the remake. I hated the remake so fucking much. But luckily these guys in this picture aren't to do with that, so we won't include that. As a franchise, is it trash? Yeah, pretty much. As characters, I think they're fun. I think they're entertaining. So for me, they're bloody good. Annabelle. Reject. Oh, she annoys me. I said it before with The Nun. The Conjuring franchise is trash. It needs to go. I mean, you could maybe put her in Slash and a Miss just because you know who she is by looking at her, but it's a fucking doll. Says me who put Chucky in Iconic. Bit different. But yeah, Annabelle's just... There's nothing redeeming about her. I don't like her. I don't like the films. So rejects it as. And lucky last, ladies and germs, we have Candyman. Another one you'll probably hate on me for, but... Slash and a Miss. I think as a look, he's okay, but like, just don't say his name and you'll survive. Like, you're fine. It's so redundant. Like, anything where you have to say the name... or you have to do some, like, really massive, big ritual to fucking get them out. Like, what's the point? There's nothing scary about that. You just don't say the name and you walk away and you're fine. Does he have some iconic looks and moments? Yes. But does B's a bit creepy? Yes. For me personally, though, that's not enough for me to put him up higher than a Slash and a Miss. So... for those of you who stuck around after I put your favourite icon in rejects or trash, how did you guys go? I hope you played along, or I hope, you know, you make your own. The link to this will be in the description box. I had a lot of fun doing this. There will be more of these to come in the future. And yeah, thank you so much for sticking around. Let me know what you thought, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.